Hello, little darling messies.
You just couldn't help but say messies. She tried not to say it, and she said it anyway.
I know, and I just went for it. So Quin hates when I go ahead.
I'm gonna give in. You're the messies. She did it. I'm worn down. Welcome to the show, messies.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting anymore. I'm done. I'm Tina Turner.
That's good. You did great.
People don't pick up after themselves.
You don't really want to fight anymore.
Nope, I don't want to fight anymore.
We have a very fun special guest this week. Comedian, my favorite feature that I get to work with on the road. Mike Suarez. Mike, hello.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Good.
Good.
I'm sorry. I had to press one button while you said that, and I absolutely could not answer you.
You held your breath while you did it too. It was weird.
I got nervous. So this recording setup is like way too many things. And Josh will be like, why didn't you just hit the control ST14 like I told you to do whenever the blah 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 pops up? And I'm like, bitch, you are so lucky if I hit record. Like
I don't want to touch anything over here. It looks complicated and expensive.
It's like a space station.
Yeah. A good one, not a Russian one.
Yeah. I think the Russian one would be the good. What would be
it wouldn't.
I don't know. Is the U.S. the best space?
The Chinese space station.
Okay, because I was going to say, I'm like, the U.S. doesn't have a great track record. We lose people. Things blow up.
I'm not going to bash America on this
I just don't know what...
Yeah, on President's Day weekend.
On President's Day, I'm not doing it. Thank you, Mike. I'm not doing that.
All right, guys.
We're the best, even if we're not. Okay? I'm delusional.
Okay, that's fine. I was just asking a sincere question.
Oh, I don't work for NASA, but
yeah, are we the best?
That's a really tough question in America because nobody can really say
no.
No, but no.
Okay.
No. Okay, no.
Okay, I just didn't know.
What are we judging on exactly? Just
like space in general? I don't know. Like, is that a thing? Space? Like, what would you call?
Unless you're a flat earther, I guess. But
is the planet?
Is the planet? I want to hear this question. Is the planet what?
No, like a space program.
This is a fine mess you got yourself into.
Yeah. Mike's like, I have to go.
I just wanted to make another mess joke. That's all.
The government.
She's talking about space programs.
Mike just did a messy pun and I missed it.
You heard that, messies, didn't you?
No, like a space program. I guess I just I was thinking maybe we had the best one, but then as I was saying, I was like, I don't think that we do, but I don't know who else is screwing around up there.
Well, there was the race to get to the moon, which was between us.
But then I thought we won, so then I was like, it's ours, but it's not.
I don't think we can own the moon.
Like the race,
we do.
The space race is ours.
No one owns it, but anyone does. It's us.
It's us.
Yeah.
You put the flag up there.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's ours. We'll destroy everything to keep it. It's ours.
Including
what
the
did
moon
Russia
itself.
do? Send a dead dog to space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
It's ours.
Okay.
I mean, that's us. We're terrible.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Happy President's Day.
Thanks.
Prayers for Jimmy Carter.
Vaya con Dios. You know? That's what I always say. So Mike and I, the last time we saw each other, we were doing a weekend of shows together, and the first night of shows was just not good for me. It was very bad.
For you?
And like I did really bad. Like I was like, it was one of the nights where you're like, wait, I'm not funny. Like you're just like, oh shit, a terrible mistake has happened. How am I on this stage right now? Like in the middle of the set. And then Mike went up and like didn't have the greatest time he's ever had either. So then I was like, oh yes, it's them, not us.
then Bobby goes up and it's like,
fucking murdered from second one. Like he just like fucking walked out there and was like murder. And I was like, okay, nope, it was us.
Well.
But it reminded me because we had you booked to come on the podcast, and I just did a show a couple nights ago, and it was actually fun. And this dude came up to me and he goes, really great set. That was like so funny. And I was like, oh, thank you. And he goes, the end of your set when you were talking to people, that's like when you really shone. And I was like, oh, thank you. I love talking to people. And I was like, stop, just stop. Sir, please just stop. And then he goes, because like jokes are one thing. And I go, just stop.
No more criticism.
No more sentences. Thank you. We're all set. And he goes,
I find women's voices shrill and irritating.
Exactly.
For some reason.
Yeah. I barely wanted to murder you. But he's like, jokes, those are one thing, but when you were talking to the people, that was really funny. And I go, okay, thank you.
You should have been real contra. Like, and what thing were those jokes? What they're one thing. What's that one
what
thing?
What are they?
Throw some neck into it.
Yeah, I was like, what? I go, okay, bye. That's all I said. I go,
that's
oh,
hilarious.
okay,
Jokes are one thing.
Jokes are one thing, but when you were talking to people, I go, I was also telling them jokes. It was wonderful.
So it was a bad night for you two.
Yeah, we had a bad night.
Yeah, but just one night.
Show.
Yeah, I think Friday got better, and then
Friday and Saturday were
It's usually that way. You like worst one, first one usually.
Yeah, but that was like particularly bad, and I hadn't had a bad set in a while, so I was like, oh, of course this is gonna happen right now. And then after the show, we just made ourselves laugh all night.
That sounds about right.
That was true.
Post-show Katie is always fun.
Yeah, even if the show sucks.
Post-show Katie has a lot of opinions. She saw everything you didn't see. Love post-show Katie.
I had a question. I saw something on Twitter. I have to ask you guys. I have a question. Do you guys, have you ever had an experience where you were getting hit on and you didn't realize it until after?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think that's happened. Oh, no, I don't think it's happened because I realized that I guess I realized
you think every man's hitting on
exactly. Like immediately after, I'm like, was that a hitting on?
And with this, Katie's revealed again how she's also like a guy because men always think that. So of course you think that, Katie.
Yeah.
If he's talking to me, he's hitting on me.
Do you guys do you have specific memories of like a time where you were like, oh, damn it, I really fucked, like that person was hitting on me and I didn't do something and I had a crush on them?
Oh, I had a crush on them?
Yeah, like you liked them and you were just like, oh, they, like you thought maybe they weren't into you or something, and then you realized after that you were like, oh, they were flirting with me.
Oh, I've not had that, no.
No. If I like somebody, I know when they're flirting with me.
Okay.
If I don't like somebody, I've missed it because I don't care.
Okay. You're not on alert for it.
I'm not on alert for it. But if like I'm into somebody, I know how to pick up what they're putting
down. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had an Uber driver one time give me way too many details about her evening. Afterward, oh, that's what she meant by that. So.
You're like, she just really likes sharing. I had like an IT guy at my job who like came over and he was like, yeah, you just have to click like, and he kept leaning. And I was like, and I was just not I was in like work mood. So I was like, I know how to click the button. You don't have to click the button. And he was like, oh yeah, of course not. And I was like clicking the button and he was like, but if you want to do it, he was like doing like, he was just there for a long time. And I was like, we're all set. Like, I think I remember being like, I'm good. And then he like walked away.
So wait, were you attracted to him though?
No.
Okay,
so
well
that's
then
why I was just like, we're good. And and he kept standing there and I was just like, I'm good, thank you.
You're
Like,
like,
I
"You're
was just like,
dismissed."
I don't know what we're doing. I'm like, and then I was like, I'm
Go back to
done.
that dark room where the AC people,
Yeah, and
the
then
IT people sit into their
exactly.
summons.
I'm like, go back in your closet, like your surfer closet or wherever you live. Like, go
true.
in there.
Yeah, and that's how I met your mother. So
Exactly. And then I like turned to my coworker and I go, wait, was that like a flirt thing? And they were like, yes. And I go, oh my God, I thought he thought I was dumb. Like, I was like, we're done. I fixed it. Like,
Well, that's how men let women know that they like them,
Yeah,
by treating them like they're dumb, Katie.
I was just like, it was so funny. I was like, why was he standing there? Oh.
do you get it yet, or do we need to call your father?
Yeah, exactly.
you out with
He's
this.
like, I'm gonna trade 3 goats for you. Oh, okay. I did find another funny thing on Twitter that I want, or not. Yeah, I don't know. Reddit. I found out it's on
I feel like you've been
Reddit.
spending a lot of time on Twitter lately. I've seen you.
I've been Twitter active.
Yeah, I
yes,
can see that. Like, I get notifications
every now and again.
Yeah, I see everything.
Yeah,
on Twitter.
because I felt the need to share my adventures with heartburn this week.
That was funny. Yeah.
I cannot eat anything anymore without having heartburn, and it's very depressing, and I don't know how to deal with it.
Want to know my superpower?
What, you don't have it?
I've never had heartburn.
What the fuck?
Don't even know what it is. You have to describe it to me.
You never had heartburn either, Mike?
I've had it before in my life. I don't get it very often.
What is wrong with? Do you think it's the years of binge drinking?
Yeah, that'll be probably part of it.
No, because I did that too. Maybe it's because you eat and lay down a lot.
Rude.
I mean, isn't that how it happens? Like,
you're just slurping on cheese, and then I just lay down.
Lay down. It's like right here. I feel like it would be like right here.
I'm upright for a lot of my problems.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, all of your nutrition is fighting gravity to get to you.
He's like, don't you always slurp right off your plate? Like,
Wait, don't you use
use
your boobs as a plate?
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. At a show the other night, I don't know what, I said something, I like spilled something, and I go, yeah, guys, I used to have really long hair, so if I spilled food on my tits, it would just land on my hair and not my shirt. Then I go, I'm sorry I said that. I was like, I wish that wasn't real, but it was.
I can't imagine. I don't know what I would do with hair that did what your hair does. Like, that blows in the wind.
It's so much.
The like, I couldn't imagine. That's like my favorite part of white chicks, when like they get out of the car and then he like tosses
their hair
and he's like, he doesn't know what to do with it. Like, that is the clearest black guy reaction to having hair like that. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do with that. Like, what is that?
Okay, when you started that sentence, I thought you meant actual white women, and then I go, "Why are you calling them he?"
I'm referencing the greatest
movie ever made.
Katie.
So
what?
He's on the right side of history.
Exactly.
The greatest movie ever made that couldn't be made now thanks to PC culture. No, I'm just kidding.
The woke mafia.
The woke mafia that won't let people pretend to be white. You know.
Yeah, okay. I definitely thought you were talking about white women, and then I was like, why are you?
I mean, white women, I mean, you know, your hair does do that, but no, I was talking about
there was a very specific hair flip. All right.
Yeah, if they did remake that movie, it would be called White Women. It would not be called White Chicks.
It would be, what would be, how would you even remake that movie? You'd have to
two strong women whose color doesn't matter.
Exactly. They'd have to get a promotion. The guys would have to, they'd have to be white men. No, that wouldn't even work. They'd have to dress as women of color and then get a promotion.
And then lose everything at the end for pretending to be that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Like Rachel Dolezal or Mindy Kaling's brother.
Yeah. I feel like if Channing Tatum did it, he could get away with it.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Pedro Pascal, he could get away with it.
He can get away with anything.
I think so. I agree with that one.
Mike, are you watching The Last of Us?
I haven't yet. I'll probably wait for it to finish and then watch it all at once.
Okay.
I like doing that too. I should have done that myself
instead of just dying to see it every week.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like a trade off of self control because it's like you're waiting and you go through spoilers and all that stuff just so you can like binge it, but it's like you're putting off time, so it's like it's hard to do.
I can't wait.
I admire your self control.
Well, I also know what happens from the game, so I'm not.
Me
really
too,
Yeah.
but I still admire your self control.
When the show came out, Josh was like, they're making this TV show from this game, and I go, oh my god, I watched that when my ex-wife played it. Like, I watched that show already. It was really good.
Anybody who listens knows I love when Katie mentions her ex-wife. I wish I had some sound effect that I could play
press
every
a button.
time.
Which one do you want it to be?
Let's try this one. That's a voice effect.
Oh.
No. You don't know what this shit does, Katie.
It's too many buttons.
Is that as a roadcaster?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They're just voice effects. They're not gonna.
Yeah, sorry.
They're all labeled on the top. When you look
They're supposed to be, but he didn't label them, Mike.
Oh, the ones that are preloaded are labeled. I meant like.
These are like, I think I don't know honestly what's going
on. What's a lesbian sound? Would it be like a saw,
a hammer,
a wooden
a hammer?
It's a woman's. I can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the sound. I know what it is. It's the sound of overalls snapping on a shoulder. Strong set of shoulders.
It took me so long to like mend my relationship with lesbians. Will and Grace taught me to hate lesbians. And
really?
Oh yeah, like there's a big. I remember when I first moved to New York, I went to this gay bar and these two older white gay gentlemen were sitting there having a glass of wine, and I was probably about 21. So of course one of them tried to pick me up.
Of course.
And then like when that wasn't happening, they started to talk to me, and they gave me like advice as older gays for like when they found out I first moved to the city. So they were like, by this time they were probably like a couple of glasses in, so they were loose in more ways than one probably. And one was like, stay away from lesbians. They're terrible roommates. They're jealous of gay men. They'll just borrow money from you. And I'm like, this feels specific. But like the hatred of lesbians.
Rachel.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the hatred of lesbians was so real. It was like they resent us because we're the face of the gay community and all that stuff. And I was like, well, you shouldn't be, you white mother. But I was like, well, okay. Noted. So like there's a deep running divide between, and like even in New York, like I don't even know where lesbians hang out. Like I had a lesbian friend
Henrietta
come visit
on
me.
Hudson.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me come in.
Yeah, Mike. Quinn has a long battle with lesbians.
I love them, but they don't like me.
They just don't like him.
Mm-hmm. Some of them do.
Who?
I think I'm building bridges.
You are one or two at a time.
One or two at a time. But like I had a friend come and I didn't know where to take her. I was like, I don't know where the women hang out. And I was like, where do they hang out?
Where are they?
I know 50,000 gay bars. I could not tell you one place the lesbians go to meet up.
I know. Yeah.
Home Depot. There's.
Yeah, I was just gonna say other lesbians
they probably
living
meet
rooms.
in like real ways, like I don't know, AA meetings
in the garden.
In the garden, the community garden, the co-op.
Yeah.
Argument lessons.
What was it?
Argument lessons.
That's straight women. That's how you meet straight women too. Hammer school. That's where I met my ex.
Sex toy
idea
in hammer school
of women not knowing how to use hammers. No.
Is that next to the mouse click school? Because they don't know how to do that either.
No, they're good at that.
No, Susan. Stop.
No more. Later.
Quit singing into it.
Okay. I'm gonna read this to you guys. Okay. Oh, here's the question. Oh, never mind. So I'm learning something. All of the like code what are they called when it's just the first syllable of things? Like acronyms, thank you. I don't know any fucking acronyms. Like FTW, I didn't know was like for the win. until like a month ago.
What does ASAP mean?
Okay, that one I know. That's the only one. What the fuck I know. But like FTW, I really just like thought it was like fucking the wind. Like I was just like, I don't know, it's fucking something.
WYM. What about that?
That's what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, that one I know. But like FTW really gets me. This person said, no, actually, I don't know what this is. TIFU. So I thought it was did I fuck up, but I don't know what that would be. Then I fucked up.
Oh, I don't know that one.
I've
Okay,
never
good.
heard that one.
I think we're
People
too
make
old.
up their own.
People are
now,
making
so.
shit up now.
Yeah.
I mean anything.
I knew like single white female. That's it. SWF. Oh, shaking my head. I thought that was I didn't even make that words. I would like people would write that and I would just read it as like smuh.
That's more fun.
Yeah, like literally I'd be like smuh. So this crazy smuh.
And you never question it. You're just like, oh, people just say smuh.
Although I was like, I'm sure it's something, but to me it's just smuh. I was like, I get that it's like frustration. So like smuh sounds like a frustrated sound. So you'd be
so
like,
you
smuh.
like inferred.
Yeah.
What it meant.
I was just
thought it was
like,
just the
smuh.
noise they made as they shrugged their shoulders.
Yeah, exactly. Like smuh. Exactly. All right. So TIFU, which I think is then I fucked up.
Do you think it makes sense?
Then I fucked up by telling my parents I was gay to avoid their arranged marriage proposals. So this person wrote, so I'm pretty straight, like maybe slightly bi if we count femboys, which right away I'm like, he's gay.
All right.
Right?
Somebody's a 4 on Mackenzie.
Let's get that out of the way first. Also, I'm an Indian American male around 26 years of age. I'd also like to clear up some misconceptions around arranged marriage. A lot of non-Indians seem to think it's literally your parents choose who you marry and that's that. But that's not really the case. Instead, it's more like your parents tap their network to find potential partners for you. If you like each other's pics, then you guys meet in person and then you decide whether or not you want to get married. So basically, your parents are Tinder and you get a meeting or two to decide whether or not you want to get married. It's not quite as bad as many of you think it is, but the whole process feels super rushed. And I'd rather date someone before I figure out if we're compatible or not. Anyways, my parents have recently been getting on my case about getting married. Apparently, I'm getting older, need to settle down and give them grandchildren or something like that. Basically, every time I see them, which is fairly often since they live close by, they have a new potential match for me. And there's always a picture of some new girl, and they ask me if I'd be willing to meet her. So then it's honestly super annoying, but I'm too non-confrontational to really put my foot down and say I don't want an arranged marriage. After all, if I do, there'd be an argument or at minimum some interrogation about why I don't want one. Anyway, I was thinking of ways I could get them to stop harassing me about getting married, and the idea in the title popped up in my head. I decided it'd be a lot easier to just come out as gay than to explain why I don't want an arranged marriage.
That's why I did it.
My parents are fairly conservative, but weren't the types to disown their kids, and if I just said I was gay, I'd have a solid reason not to get an arranged marriage because I don't like girls. So that's what I ended up doing last time I was visiting. They were showing me pictures of some girl, and I just looked them in the eyes and said, Mom, Dad, I'm gay. They got real quiet and awkward and asked me if I was sure, and I said yes.
That happened to me too.
My mom told me they'd love me no matter what, and to do what makes me happy. My dad was a lot more awkward and quiet, but later gave me a similar talk about how he was a bit uncomfortable with the idea, but recognizes that times are changing and I should do what makes me happy. Overall, I did feel kind of bad because of how genuinely my parents seemed to respond to me, but was happy with the result, and they stopped giving me arranged marriage proposals and stopped showing me pictures of girls. That is until last weekend. I visited them as usual and was greeted by my mom, who was more excited than usual. She sat me down and pulled out a binder with a bunch of pictures of guys. Apparently, my parents had spent the last month or so looking for any and all gay Hindu Indian men who I could potentially marry. So now I guess I'm dealing with the exact same shit, but instead of being greeted with pictures of cute Indian girls, I get to see pictures of gay Indian dudes instead. At this point, the plan is to either find a girlfriend and tell my parents she totally turned me straight, or I don't know, marry maybe a twink or something. IDK. I feel like this was just a long secret way for him to come out.
This sounds like more like a writing prompt.
Yeah.
So,
Imagine
coming out when you don't have to. That's what I'm thinking about. Imagine going through that for no reason. It triggered me to my own coming out. Like, your father got quiet. Of course he got quiet.
Yeah.
Thinking about he spent all that money on dentists and you're going to suck dick. Of course he's upset.
He's like, I got those braces for nothing.
For nothing. I fixed your bite. Money down the drain.
You know how I just think everybody's gay.
Yes, you do, Katie. Like, you think every man wants you and every man is also
gay.
Oh, wow.
It's one or the other. But I feel like this guy's probably like,
I understand that scale now.
Now it makes sense.
They want me or they're gay.
Yeah, it's one of the two. But I feel like this guy's just really gay or wants to experiment, and he was like, let me just try fake coming out to them. But
he could be bisexual.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Would you rather just tell your parents I don't want an arranged marriage, or would you rather be like, I'm gay?
He should come out as bi and see if he can get one of each.
His parents probably would. If he was like, I'm poly, his parents would probably have a binder of couples.
Yeah.
Okay, here are some white couples in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
and Portland. Pick.
Yeah, choose your own adventure.
This is Sam and Cassandra.
Yeah.
Sam
is a potter. Sam is a non-binary potter. They like to garden.
And this is Aaron and Aaron. They have a brownstone in Bed-Stuy.
This is Eric. He's on behalf of his wife, but he swears they have an open marriage.
And no, you can't have her phone number.
Exactly. That happened to me at a party. This guy was hitting on me a lot. This was pre-comedy, so I was like hot. And this guy was hitting on me, and he kept being like, I'm in an open marriage, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like really laying it on thick at the end, and I was like, I go, okay, like, dude, chill. And I was like, you're married? And he's like, it's an open marriage. And I was like, okay, so your wife knows that you just hook up with random people? Do you like tell her when you're doing it? And he goes, well, it's like more of like a don't ask, don't tell situation. And I go, oh, like the military? Okay. I go, I didn't like it for the government. I don't like it now.
Sounds like cheating to me.
Yeah. That's a good way to get around it though nowadays. You could just be like, oh, I'm in an open marriage, like it's fine.
I mean, you could do that. Yeah.
What if you did? Yeah, call her. Are you going to?
Call her real quick. We'll FaceTime her together.
Yeah, call her. She'll vouch for me. Yeah, go ahead. Saves me the trouble. And then she goes back to whatever she's doing. So.
Yeah, she's like, fine. Isn't he annoying?
I'm in the middle of hammering class right now.
Yeah, I'm busy. Home Depot's running a workshop. I met a nice woman named Sam.
It's a speed dating hammer class.
Yeah. Oh. You've definitely been approached by a couple.
I got approached by a couple after doing a show in Portland.
Did you?
Yes. They literally they came during the meet and greet. They tried to take me home.
Was it two guys or two
guys?
One? Okay. My friend, this was like a long time ago before it was like cool to do it. And we were out and she was just like talking to this couple, and then all of a sudden she was gone. And I was like, I think she's with that couple. And my friends were like, absolutely not. And then like the next night or next morning, because it was like a vacation, the next morning she shows up at breakfast like with them. And I was like, what did you do?
You know what she did.
Not what it looks like. We only had sex.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not moving in. I'm not doing anything like that. I don't think I've ever been hit on by a couple.
Me neither.
Just like, I know.
Not even a couple of lesbians?
No, I don't think so.
That was the most recent time it happened to me in Portland, which was really unexpected because I'm like, I just did 2 shows here. I want to go back to my hotel room and eat a burger.
You're like, I'm
Like,
tired.
I am not looking to perform again for 2 people.
For an audience of 2.
I'm good. Thanks, though.
I don't think I've ever been hit on that I can think of. I know.
Well, I also live in Brooklyn. So.
Yeah, there's that.
I've lived in New York for the last 11 years.
There's a lot of couples.
A lot of open people, a lot of, and then gay couples are different. Like gay couples, like being asked to be a third in a gay couple, that's like, I don't know, being invited to brunch. Like it's very common. It just happens.
It's not a thing.
It just happens.
Yeah.
If straight people were more sexually
open,
confident, then you would all be able to be having that amount of sex too.
Interesting.
And then maybe you all would be happier.
No.
Well, the straight men would be.
Maybe. I think Mike, we talked about this on another episode. There was a dude who wanted to open his marriage, but then his wife was like, no, I don't want to. And then he was just like nagging her about it. So she was like, fine. And then when they opened the marriage, she was only sleeping with other men. Mm-hmm. And the guy was like, that's not like right. And then he was like, I want to close it now. And his wife was like, no.
Right. I thought you were going to do chicks.
Yeah.
I think, what man could you want besides me? You'd have to want a woman.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I think that's what is. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I'm not up to snuff.
Exactly. I feel like straight men would want an open marriage, but only in the one direction. From what I know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, you probably know more straight men or straight couples than I do. But, I think a lot of the problems with straight couple or with straight men deal with is like, I don't think they have the sex that they want to have. I don't think the society is set up for straight men to have the kind of sex that they want to have. And which is why they're all sexual deviants. No offense. But seriously, like, like the kind of relationship that a straight man would want with
being really sweaty and out of breath makes me a deviant.
Mike is like, that's not the sex I want to have.
or me.
I feel that the kind of relationship.
Don't worry, lady. I'm not enjoying this either. So.
This ain't who is this for? This ain't for nobody. I think a lot of dynamics that a lot of straight men would want in a relationship require, honestly, women to be more equal in society, because like there's a lot of like giving up power that I think men want from women.
Yeah.
Where in the gay community, gay men eagerly give up their power because they actually have it outside of the bedroom.
Yeah, so they're just like, do whatever.
So like, yeah, I want to be submissive because I'm a fucking corporate executive. So,
I think also those straight men, like every couple. Do you know any couples who are open, Mike?
I don't know. Oh wait, okay. Yeah, Big J and Christine.
So, but he doesn't strike me as somebody who would get jealous.
I think they have it only the one direction. So
okay,
like they get a woman involved.
Okay, so that I feel like it only works if it's like another woman involved. For straight dudes, I feel like if another woman gets involved, then the guy's like okay with it usually. Or if it's open, but if the woman doesn't like see other people, like if it's only open with the guy doing stuff. I just noticed. Go ahead.
I mean, there's those couples where it's like they're into, meeting other couples and everyone kind of swaps out. So that's
which I think is fair
too. Yeah. Yeah,
I think everybody should have multiple. If you're gonna open up, everybody should have multiple whatever. Like, I don't think you should only be able to be with women. Like, we can only bring a woman into this relationship.
Yeah.
One woman's enough trouble.
Yeah.
Then they start bringing their hammers. It's a mess.
Yeah. I think that's the way to do it. You have to just meet another couple, and then you pair off, and it's like a dating show.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. And then you're just like, see ya in an hour.
It's the perfect amount. It's like when I watch gay porn, like you can watch a huge orgy of like 20 guys, but that's too much to look at. It's better if it's just a 4G. You got four, like they fit together like puzzle pieces.
Too much.
They can fit together like a block. They can do like a triangle. Like you can do things and you can see everything at once. It's perfect.
It's a lot of limbs.
But it's like a centralized,
Yeah.
4 is the way to go.
I feel like 4, I guess 4, sometimes with 3, I feel like there's that extra person's just sitting there.
Oh yeah.
Like there's
always somebody left out.
Yeah, there's always someone who's just like putting their own finger in their mouth. Like,
the equivalent of someone helping you move, but they're not actually lifting the couch.
It's me.
I've had some experiences where somebody was left out.
I'll move the pillows.
Somebody has to be on cleanup.
That would be the worst if you were like, I want to open the relationship, and then you're the cleanup crew.
Yeah, it'd be quite a mess.
It would be quite a mess. I wrote a note for this week of why people cheat, and do you think I put anything about it?
So it's just like a question.
I had wanted to ask you guys something, and then I don't remember what it was, and I just wrote that. Like I was like, it was gonna be a fully formed thought, and then
when you just say why people cheat, that's not a question. That's
exactly. It was just like a statement.
Why people cheat?
Why people
cheat? In summary,
I have theories.
Yeah, I just don't remember why. I wrote that down and I don't remember why. And it was a mess.
Probably something on Twitter.
Yeah, you guys, I've been really on the Twitter lately. I noticed that. Mm-hmm. I gotta get off.
You just got on.
I've had enough.
It's a hellscape. It's a terrible place.
In the back of my mind, I know that the world is burning, but then if you get on Twitter, you're like, oh, it's really burning. Like, it's like, it's burnt. Being in the world is like, I see the black smoke cloud from far away. But then when I get on Twitter, it's like we got in the car and we drove to the fire.
Yeah, we can't see it, but it's still there.
I know. Yeah.
It's a terrible place. Everybody's wrong and mean. But you get some good threads.
There's a lot of threads. Yeah. I've been on them, guys.
It can be,
I've been threaded.
You can have some great moments on Twitter, but mostly it's all trash takes.
Yeah.
And spoilers.
A lot of spoilers. Yeah. I don't know. I've been on Twitter a lot and I don't know why. I just can't stop doom scrolling.
Yeah, you got to get off because otherwise it'll be cut to 2 years from now. You're wearing a cowboy hat on January 6th.
He's right. Twitter is what turned those Bernie bros into Trump supporters. That's right.
I'll be like, yeehaw, motherfuckers. Smuh.
Smuh. Oh, no.
I'm like, what's the government doing this time? Smuh. No idea.
Now I'm laughing, picturing you in a cowboy hat.
I grew up in Texas, so that was supposed to be my culture. I can get followed. We were just talking about this last episode. I grew up with a twang, so I can't. There's some words I feel like, how if you learn how to speak Asian languages first, you have trouble with some like English letters. Because I grew up with such a twang.
Real quick, next time you tell that story, say Boston. So just so that doesn't use against you later. So.
Yeah, right. But I grew up in Texas, so I have like a twang, and I can't say the word theater. Like that, I just tried.
That is a weird
visually got uncomfortable saying that word.
So many people in Texas, that's where I'm from too. They can't.
You can't
theater.
Do it either.
I can, but that's a thing that's around. Like you hear people say,
yeah.
Like say it again, weird.
If I say it, okay, I'll just say it fast in a sentence.
Thirder.
That's kind of what happens.
Yeah, like
So
that's
if we
how
went,
people say that they're all the time.
Yeah, I don't know even the right way to say it. Like I'd be like, oh, we're gonna go to the movie theater. Theater.
See, the people in my family come from a different part of the South, so they would say the theater.
That sounds nicer than thirder.
Yeah, thirder.
Thirder.
They say Waterburger instead of Whataburger. It's like weird.
Waterburger?
An old Waterburger.
Did I tell you I lived in Texas?
No.
When I was about 14 years old, my parents had a slight breakup, and we ended up. My mother moved me and my little sister down to Texas, to Abilene, Texas, the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And it was this big school because like there were only like 2 schools in the county, 2 high schools, and I went to one Abilene High School, and it was like weird. It was like near Air Force Base, so it was a lot of like Air Force brats and shit. And I went to school the first day, and I made friends with this like geeky ROTC, like really gawky, like blonde, like in high school I liked my friends to be weird. Right?
Okay.
And we were like walking through the quad, and there was like these cowboys, like guys who like sit, and they were like asking people, "Where's your hat at?" and like making fun of people in the quad
for not being cowboys.
Yes. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So we start walking by them, and they start singling him out because like they looked at me and I looked at them, and I looked at them in Detroit, and they didn't say anything to me.
Yeah.
And then they started asking him, my friend Brad, and it was like, "Where's your hat, you loser?" and all this stuff. And I was like, how you gonna call him a loser with your tight ass pants? I can count the change in your pocket. Like I literally started playing the dozens on him. It was so fun. It was the best thing ever. I hated Texas. Everybody dressed like assholes.
Yeah. You grew up in Texas, right, Mike?
Yeah, but Abilene is like out there.
It's like,
yeah.
I've never seen a state into sucking its own dick so much as Texas. Like, why is there Texas Budweiser? Like, why do you have your own brand of Budweiser?
Why do you call it Budweiser?
What is this?
Budweiser.
I want to spit when I say it.
I'm going to go to the theater. I'm going to the theater and drink a Budweiser.
Budweiser. You make fun of my Midwestern accent.
Is that a thing? Budweiser?
You Texas trash. No, I'm just kidding.
I do love Texas toast.
With the 4 cheese.
Oh, you know it. I love cheese.
That was crazy down there.
Yeah.
They do that giant high school thing. They've started breaking them up in the last like 10, 15 years, but they would have these giant high schools because of funding and football. So
when I got there, when I was enrolled,
I was told
the principal was like, the coach is gonna want to see you. And I'm like, they're like, how old are you? I was like 14. I'm every bit of like 6'3", 200 pounds. They were like, yeah. They literally pulled me out of class.
Yeah.
First of all, they assigned a head cheerleader to escort me to all of my classes.
Oh, they know what they were doing. You could have been fucking prom king.
Probably.
Classic Texas love story.
Mm-hmm. And then they let me leave early because the coach came like during my last class, like 20 minutes before the class was over, and was like telling me everything. And he was like, yeah, you can go on and take off and go home now. I'm like, there's still about a half hour left. Don't worry about it. I was like, I can already stop learning. Great.
When I lived in Florida for a brief time in high school, and I left my school being like a decent student, taking AP classes but not getting like amazing grades, but just doing like enough. And then when I got to Florida, they were like, okay, so you're going to get a full ride to University of Florida. They like started like by the end of the year, and they were like, all right, these are your choices. You can have a full ride to UF, like FSU, or they're like UF, you can get like 75%, FSU full ride, like blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
you smart.
Yeah. And then I like transferred back up to New York, and they were like, okay, if you try really hard, you can get in some state schools.
But we're not making any
promises. Like, I don't know that we're going to give you money.
But you could go.
You could go for sure. It was definitely different. I was like, I'm a genius.
In Florida, you were a genius.
I'm the only one who can use a hammer on her own.
Yeah. Exactly. I snapped my overalls on my hearty shoulders, and I was like, show me them books. Let's go hit up the theater.
Have a Budweiser.
And I have a Budweiser. I've never heard anyone say Budweiser.
What is this? That's the name. It
sounds French. No, it's just Budweiser.
Yeah, you say it like Stacey Keach. It's awesome.
Budweiser.
A Budweiser.
Budweiser.
It sounds like you would drink it in your boudoir.
I would never drink it. It's swill. It's the worst beer on earth.
Not good. No.
I lived in Germany for a while, and then people would bring it up, and I would hang my head in shame.
Because they liked it, or they were just saying
hated
like,
it.
okay.
I mean, they knew it was crap, and it gives you the beer shits. It's terrible.
Yeah.
We grew up.
Well, real quick. When you're in Texas, drink Shiner Bock. That's a much better.
I've had Shiner Bock.
It's an actual Texas beer.
Oh.
Not just the branding that Budweiser.
Yeah.
First of all, Budweiser. My ex-father-in-law was like the brewmaster at Budweiser, so. He went to Cornell.
Oh, Cornell,
Florida, because that's where
the Irish people of the Ivy League, Cornell. Almost not in there.
There was a Budweiser plant near us in New York, but I don't know where it's from. Like,
I don't know. I only know about Busch Gardens. I don't know about.
But I've never heard it called Budweiser.
Oh, that is the name of the beer brand. Okay.
It just sounds French.
It's not French.
Budweiser.
If anything, it sounds German.
I guess. But German would be like Budweiser. Or something. Yeah.
Budweiser.
Yeah, that sounded.
No, I'm never gonna say it.
Budweiser.
Yeah, you give it that long I, right? That Budweiser.
I like it.
That's where it's good. I like it.
Budweiser. It sounds way fancier.
Yeah, than just Budweiser. Like that's
you slug down a Budweiser.
That's like
sip on a Budweiser.
Budweiser
sounds like right.
Frog fell off a roof, but this is Budweiser.
On our anniversary, we drink Budweiser.
Where? In the theater?
When we're right after we go to the theater. I can't theater. It gets worse the more I try.
You're not saying corridor.
Corridor. You just say corridor.
Corridor.
Mike, you don't. You don't have any twang at all.
From Texas.
Get rid of that shit.
Why? Oh, because I have this other nasal speech impediment, I guess. So.
Did you have a twang? Because I grew up in Houston and I had like major twang.
Like Beyonce.
I say y'all, and I don't care anymore. So.
You just let it. Now you just live it. You're like, that's just who I am.
I'll say y'all. I'll type it. I'll text it. I don't.
But there's no like. I had such a twang. Like, it was bad. There's like videos of me, and if I fake a twang, it comes back really quick.
So little Katie with her mustache. I'm picturing Yosemite Sam.
I didn't have my mustache until I was out. It hadn't come in yet.
Oh God.
Mike, Quin's obsessed with me having a mustache.
You have a mustache?
I had a mustache. That's been lasered.
Yeah, women get mustaches. They like to pretend
it happens. I never noticed it. It was like, I remember the day. It was 6th grade, spring, and this boy goes, he's on the bus, and he goes, and I was like in the middle of talking trash about something, of course, and he was like, you have a mustache, and I go, and time froze for a minute, and like the world froze, and I was like, oh no. And then but it was like the Flash, so like it, to everybody else nothing was happening, but to me I was like, oh no. And then in an instant I go, yeah, you're just jealous because you don't have one yet. And then the bus went, oh. And then I went home and stared in the mirror. And I was like, dude,
and it was like, good job,
everybody heard.
Here we go.
I went and stared in the mirror and I was like, do I have a mustache?
I am so happy that I didn't know you then, because I would have laughed in a way that me and my friends talked about. It's a specific way Black people laugh at people.
Okay.
That would make you so upset we would have never been able to do that. Because I would have laughed.
You would have died?
I would have died. I would have amplified that. I would have grown that into something that lasted for days. It would have been a thing.
I want to be clear.
I was big on that.
My mustache was not even that bad. Like, I didn't notice it until he said something, okay? And even then, I was like, It was there, though.
Well, it's gone now.
Thank you, Doctor. I don't remember his name. And your little laser machines. Your little laser science.
I'll never get tired of hearing that story.
I had, before I had it permanently lasered, I went to get my eyebrows done, and the lady goes, she's like, just the brows? And I was like, and I go, but this is the worst part. I go, yeah. And I was like, I'm going to make it out of here alive, right? I go, yeah. And then she goes, are you sure?
I almost spit out my teeth.
She was like, are you sure? And I was like, well, what do you want to do?
What else should I get done?
She's like, I can thread it off or I can braid it. What do you want
me
to do?
So then she's like, I'll do your lip. And I was like, okay. And I had it like waxed before. And so I was like, threading can't be like that much worse. And my friends were like, none of my friends, they've only ever waxed it. So no one knew like what threading
hurts.
This was pre going to therapy, Katie. Like
you let her do it.
I go, okay.
Because threading hurts your eyebrows, and this is a way more tender area.
Yeah.
This is like erogenous zone.
And she wasn't good. Like, my eyebrow lady now is so fast. She does my eyebrows in like 2 minutes. It feels like good to get it done. This lady was slow. So it was like plucking each hair individually.
Ooh.
And so I already didn't love how she was doing my brows. And she goes, do you want, she goes, you want your lip? And I was like, fine. And it was in the middle of the mall. So it wasn't like in a store. It was like in the hall of the mall.
Yeah.
And I was laying there and she was going and it hurt so bad. And then I like made eye contact with the man. And and then I made eye contact with someone as it was happening. And I just go, no, enough. I go, I'll pay you. I just no more. I just go, no. That was like the first time I stood up for myself against a stranger. And I was like a full sweat from the pain. And like I got up and I had like back sweat in the chair. And I was just like,
your lips should have been red too.
Oh, it was like half. I was just like, no, just no. And I left the mall with like half a red mustache.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
you
I'm
got
getting
off
this
Splash
laser.
Mountain.
Exactly. Like I peeled myself off the chair. There was like it was like a Coming to America moment, but it was like my whole ass. That fucking chair soaked with my sweat.
Oh my god, that's the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, why is she so?
Why is she so wet?
No one's asking this lady if she needs help.
Like, are you?
Poor girl with half a mustache trying to exit the mall.
Did your sister also have a mustache?
Yeah. Yeah. Her thing used to be she had like little, like, I think she grew out of it, but she had like a little spot of like in her lower back. She would have like a little fur. We were really Mexican. And then, and then that went away, thank God.
It fell out.
Yeah, whatever happens, like when you lose your tail when you grow up. Whatever the Mexicans do.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was so
after
bad.
Your confirmation, you lose your tail. That's why they do it.
They go, vaya con Dios, and your little tail falls off.
What?
That's why they have quinceañeras. It's a losing your tail ceremony.
I'm going to tell you all a family secret.
Okay.
Everybody in my family is born with a hideous mole somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yes. Mine was above my lip, under my nose, right here, like one of those honkers right there.
Did you get it removed, obviously?
Because it runs in my family, it is instantly, and I mean cousins, everybody, it is instantly removed. It is a surgery that we all have.
Really?
And we don't talk about it. My sister had a mole that grew in a corkscrew like a worm out of her eyelid.
Shut up.
Had to have that removed. My mother had one like on her forehead.
And it's always the face?
No, my little sister has one on her neck.
And she let her stay?
She let her stay because it's kind of cute for her. Because it's like on a girl, like, it doesn't look bad. But everybody
Mike
else
is like, I don't know.
Well, it's not a
no, trust me.
Obviously.
In my family, like, we literally, like, it's literally a thing where people will come over and be like, it's about time for them to have that surgery. Like, it's that known in my family.
Wow.
And we never felt that way.
Yeah.
It's like the curse of the Catwoman or some shit. It's terrible. And I don't know why, but everybody in my family has it.
You're like Harry Potter.
We're like trolls. Like that thing, if I had not, my first surgery, I remember the Asian woman.
How many surgeries do you have for this mole?
Actually, that's the only surgery I remember. But
okay.
It's the first thing I remember going to the doctor for.
Okay.
Because I remember them putting me under and me like freaking out. And I remember looking in the mirror, like there's still like my mustache is over it, but you can't, but it was right there and it would have been like huge.
Wow.
So I shared something there.
Thank you.
Yeah. I would have rather had a mustache.
I don't think I want the mole.
No.
I was going to say I'd trade, but I can't laser off my mole.
Katie, what would you rather live with, a tail or a mustache?
Yeah. Which one?
Mustache.
A mustache.
Well, I don't know. Like I have to have the mustache and I can't do anything to it. Like
You have to live with it.
I think I would want the tail. Because it's my secret.
Yeah. You don't gotta show it to the world.
Yeah. I don't know
drink
what
milk
would
with impunity, so
exactly. Would you guys rather have a tail or a third? Would you rather have a baby boob on your chest in the middle?
I'd rather have a tail because I'm pretty sure I can work that sexually in some way.
I haven't already had the latter. I'm not gonna take a spin with the tail for a while. See what happens.
See how the other half lives.
Yeah, let me just see. I'd love to shake it. I'm not gonna lie. When you said I have a family secret, I thought you were gonna be like, my family has a little bone.
No,
I thought you had a little tail.
I will say that there's a family secret with my husband's family. Like a couple of people, including his father, were born without assholes that they had to have surgically made.
What? Really?
Like it's happened to at least 2 or 3 people in his family. Like they're born without assholes.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. They have to make that ASAP.
Yeah. So like my mother-in-law was like, she always makes a joke. He was born without an asshole. Now he's all one.
It's a good one.
She's a real bitch.
Mike, do you have any family deformity secrets that you'd like to share?
No, all of our problems are very apparent.
No
I think we just have like breast cancer or something like that.
Oh,
womp, womp, womp.
That's sad. We should have had him on in September.
That's risky to take that third breast then.
That's halving your chances.
Yeah. All right. On that note, listeners, if you guys have any deformities, if you have any secret deformities, please share us.
An extra toe, an extra nipple.
Yeah. I had a friend that had her one foot.
Your nails look good. Are these the ones you postponed?
Yes. I know. I pushed it up for you.
Yeah, they look good.
Thank you. It was supposed to happen today, but
what color is that, eggplant?
You know what? Someone else asked me that, and it was one of those colors that it's not represented. Like it was like Stonehenge. You know what I mean? Like it was like Timberwolf or something. Like it's a color that was like this is not telling me what the color is, but I'm gonna do it. Like it wasn't like eggplant or grape or whatever. It was like
it looks like grape.
Wolfy in the mist, like wolf mist. And I was like, I would like wolf mist, please. Like the other color I get.
Owl in a barn.
Exactly. Kitten in a drawer.
Plastic
Roe
bags
v. Wade.
Oh.
Roe v. Wade's just like bright red.
That would have to be bright red.
What color is January 6th? Second January 6th joke, guys.
Red, white, and blue, guys. It's green, white, and red. So it's a Mexican flag. Okay. Whew. All right. little messies. If you have a secret deformity, email it to us, messyshowpod@gmail.com. Mike, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
You can find me at Mike Suarez on all my socials, and along with YKWd with Bobby Kelly, you can also hear me on the Seller Nightly podcast every Tuesday with Dave Juskow.
Perfect. And we will put links to that in the show notes. And you guys can follow us at Messy Show Pod on all the social medias. You can DM us any messy stories you want us to bless on the episode. And until then, keep your tails wagging, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you next week.
Shma.
Shma. Bye-bye.